I smell another partner box. Hey folks, so this is the September Gentleman's Box unboxing. Gentleman's Box, one of the boxes that I always love to see come in. I've said it before, and given recent interactions with another company with which I unbox, are definitely the current gold standard for men's style boxes. So what we have here is a box of stuff that has been curated. And the one thing about Gentleman's Box, I always try to think about one thing that each box that I subscribe to, one thing that they do well. And one thing that Gentleman's Box has always done well is they always put together some kind of a cohesive theme that designs the package of stuff in this box that kind of fits it somehow. So the idea of some kind of a theme, our favorite blank, and they'll kind of give a mystery allusion to who that person is, and everything fits it. So one thing they always do well is the idea of fitting their theme. So I have no idea. Again, I'm seeing, I've just cut the box. I'm seeing a Jim Beam logo. The last time that they did a theme box with Jim Beam, there was some very cool stuff in there. And look at this. So we've got the magazine, which we'll look through in just a second. But our theme for the month is our favorite master distiller. So before we close the video out, we will come back and take a look and see if I can figure out. Probably not, but we'll see. We have a advertisement card. So yeah, we've got Jim Beam stuff in here. Make it a drink to remember. Enjoy the smooth, full-bodied flavor of Jim Beam Black Bourbon on the Rocks. And a little information. Proof 86. Aroma. Caramel, oak, cinnamon, and vanilla. Tastes. Smooth notes of oak and caramel. Finish. Elegant, long, and smooth. So, apparently, we've got another partnership coming up here. So, let's see what is in our box for the month. As soon as I can get the paper out. There we go. So, first things first. I'm just going to grab like the very first thing that I see. So we have from Sand and Bell a stick pin, probably a lapel pin, I suspect. I am in the process right now, actually, if you've been watching my videos over the past few months, you've seen me lament that I cannot wear lapel pins. Likewise, I cannot wear pocket squares because I have kind of outgrown my sport coats, and I'm in the process of trying to downsize, so to speak, so I can fit back into my sport coats. But in the meantime, we have, again, a very nice lapel pin. I see something in a Jim Beam bag, and I'm going to hold off on that until the very last. So we have from Dead Soxy. I'm just kind of getting a look at the pattern here, and I'm liking the pattern. So let me hold this up so you can see. It's kind of a grid interlocking pattern. Obviously, we have that nice deep red as the dominant color. We have the black lines making the grid, and then at the intersections, we have very small white squares. The one thing that I always check, just because I am a larger person reading fat, although I've been reducing for about a week now. I've actually hit the point where my body has flushed a lot of the held water, which means that my calves might be a little smaller, so they may not dig as tight. I have worn Dead Soxy socks before, and at least feeling down here, they feel like they give. So maybe tomorrow I'll throw these in. As you can see, if you've watched my videos for a while, you've seen me mention the fact that during the summer I could kind of lighten up just a little bit. But now that we're in the middle of September, now that campus is back in full swing, the semester is in full swing, this is kind of my daily uniform, if you will, including the dress socks. So I may find a shirt that I can coordinate this with and take these out for a swing. Next up is a tie from the Knot Club. And oh my God, my coordination problems have just gone down 50%. I'm going to take the tie out. So if we look at this, so the tie again, it's a nice deep red color tie. Again, this is from the Knot Club. And the one nice thing is the tie very much matches the socks. This is great. I can totally wear this out of the box, and I absolutely will wear this out of the box. And I may even hold off on processing the video to upload to social media to put a picture of me in the outfit to prove, well, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because the pant legs cover, anyway, to prove that I wore the tie and the socks. But I'm liking this. Again, this is straight out of the box. Everything works together. I like the feel of the tie. Let's kind of give a... So it's not like really thick. That is one of the issues that sometimes I have with ties. Sometimes they'll be really, really thick, and it's very hard to get a tie clip around it. But yeah, the fabric is good. I love the pattern. Again, the red with those whites and the grid. Oh, wow. Now that I can kind of see it up close, let's see if eyesight will pick that up. There we go. That is quite literally the pattern that we have on the socks. I mean, yeah, the two of these are just a slam dunk. They will work together very, very nicely. And furthermore, we have a pocket square. And again, we've already had the discussion, at least for the next few months, why Panda can't wear pocket squares. But when I get to the point where I can, we have a very nice pocket square that, again, I would even go so far as to say, I haven't looked through the magazine yet, but I'd almost say this is reversible. As soon as we get this little stray thread, there we go. So, depending on what you want, if you want something red dominant with white highlights or white dominant with red highlights, we have a pocket square. And if anything, I will definitely have to wear the pocket square and hope that I do not have Bill Maher in my presence. If you saw real time on the 15th, there was a very awkward moment where Tim Gunn was on the show, and Tim Gunn, being Tim, had the pocket square on, and at some point in time in their interview, Maher reached over. It was so awkward. If you know Tim Gunn and his personality, the look of just sheer confusion on his face. Maher reaches over, grabs the pocket square, and I think either pretended to blow his nose or rub his forehead, and then kind of puts it back down on the table. And as the interview is going on, you can see Gunn trying to reposition the pocket square. He eventually, as I drop it, he eventually gets it back in his lapel pocket. So at some point in time, I will again be able to start wearing some of the pocket squares because I will be able to fit into my sport coats. But right now, like I said, everything here so far, this is a straight out of the box set. Whether I'm wearing the pocket square like this, and it plays into the white highlights on the socks, or whether I'm wearing it like this, and it plays into the dominant colors on the tie and socks. So, just exceptional so far. The last thing that we have, I'm pretty sure these are Whiskey Stones. My inner nerd right now is saying polyhedral dice, but I don't think that Jim Beam has gotten into the polyhedral business. I just have to get the knot undone to the point. There we go. And also making sure that I do not drop these. Oh, they are. And wow, these are very, very nice Whiskey Stones. So, in the past, most of the Whiskey Stones that I tend to get, they're just stones. They look like this. I'm also going to be very careful as I'm holding this over my MacBook right now. But all of the Whiskey Stones actually have a etched impression for Jim Beam Black. So, yeah, very, 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 very nice. Very impressed. Let's go ahead and take a moment to look through the magazine and see what else is in here. Dear Gentleman's Box members, September is National Bourbon Heritage Month, so we figure there's no better time to partner with Gentleman's Box. Since 1967, the United States has officially recognized bourbon as America's native spirit. This recognition reinforces and celebrates the family heritage and deep-rooted legacy of the bourbon industry. And any celebration is worth celebrating in style, the same style you'll enjoy with the items in this month's Gentleman's Box. If you get the opportunity, we hope you'll enjoy them while trying Jim Beam Black. It is extra aged for full-bodied flavor with the smooth caramel and warm oak notes. Winner of the 2016 IWSC Bourbon Trophy, Jim Beam Black was named the highest-rated bourbon in the world, making it the perfect bourbon for any gentleman. Sincerely, Frank No. Jim Beam's 7th-generation master distiller. Well, question asked, question answered. I think we know who our favorite distiller is. But we have our, or maybe not. Let's see here. So, honoring our favorite master distiller. Mastering the art of bourbon takes hard work and dedication. Our honoree is the son of a legendary distiller, and he's in the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. So, raise a glass for bourbon's finest this month. We honor our favorite master distiller. Born on March 9th, 1957 in Bardstown, Kentucky, our honoree learned his family's bourbon history at an early age. His father would only grant him a role in the family business if he finished college. Good plan. After attending military school, he went on to Western Kentucky University for 3 years. After struggling in academics, he dropped out and worked at a liquor store 6 days a week. However, knowing the challenge he faced working the family business, he went back to school and graduated from Bellarmine College in 1983. To his father's disapproval, he first considered an offer by Hank Williams III to manage his band while on tour. He instead worked as the night shift bottling line supervisor at his family's distillery. During our honoree's early career, he learned every step of the bourbon-making process. When his father retired and he became brand ambassador of the small batch collection, tasting samples of batches at his family's kitchen table. Wow. Tough existence. God, why can't I get a job like that? After promoting his family's ultra-premium bourbon, he became the master distiller. As a result, he led the recent bourbon boom through successful innovations. Many of his innovations have won industry awards. Today, he continues to dedicate his life to his family's legacy in his hometown. And as a drinker, I thank you for that. So, let's just kind of quickly look through. Okay, style, inspiration. Oh, I see what we're doing here. So, this is kind of like, so I'll show you the style inspiration is actually a collection of past looks along with present looks. So, for example, the eyeglass tie clip, very familiar. That is one of the active tie clips that I wear when I go out and always get comments on it. The bracelet down here is from a past box, but pretty much everything you see, obviously, we've got the tie, we've got the pocket square, we have the lapel pin. So again, a little bit of nudging, and again, as we go through the magazine, one of the nice things that I like about Gentleman's Box is, if you're not really keen on how to dress, and everybody starts there. I've said in my past videos, I kind of got started late in life. I love my father very much, but Dad was not a good role model to kind of teach me all things male style, all things male grooming. In another video, I'll try to tell you the story about the first time that I learned how to wet shave. Pro tip. Dad wasn't in the bathroom with me. I was kind of doing it on my own. But the idea is, for each item in the box, they kind of give you some suggestions on what is the style profile, what are the colors that you wear it with. So you can kind of learn some of those instinctive things that once you've been doing this for a while, you can look at some colors and kind of put them together, or you can look at an object and figure out where it would fit in the style profile. We have oh my goodness, stuff you get when you are 7 days into a diet. Oh, and the other thing is, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is, A, I needed to. B, there's also a campus weight loss challenge. And, call it toxic masculinity. I own it. I can be a little competitive. And there's one thing that I can do is a big, huge fat ass is lose weight and lose weight very quickly. So I am trying to be as dedicated as I can in this endeavor for the next month and a half. And I really do not need this recipe for the hot fudge bourbon milkshake. But again, I suspect I will put this magazine aside and maybe make this a Thanksgiving weekend thing. Operation Homefront, favorite nonprofit organizations. National nonprofit that has served America's military family for the past 15 years. They build strong, stable, and secure military families so they can thrive, not simply struggle to get by in communities that we worked hard to protect. Very good. Social giveaway, we'll leave that. National Bourbon Heritage Month. How to taste bourbon. Pay attention to color, smell the aroma, taste the bourbon, enjoy the finish. Absolutely. We have our featured member. And then finally, Gentleman's exclusive deal of the month. Miss the May 2017 box sponsored by Jim B. Black. They have them on sale for the original member price of $25. And like I said, there was a lot of good stuff in there. The socks, the coasters, and if you don't have that box yet, the member of the month that month might look a little familiar. So, there we go. That is your September 2017 Gentleman's Box honoring our favorite master distiller. We'll kind of go through, and just as I pack up, I've made mention on my own personal social media account that when I get to this part of the video, I'm kind of like Mr. Rogers. If you've ever seen Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, there's always that point at the end where he's singing and he's putting his street clothes back on. Well, in my case, I'm packing things up to put back in the box. So, to begin with, kind of our big item, the Jim Beam Whiskey Stones. That is followed by the Sand and Bell lapel pin. And then we have our triple threat. We have our either white and red, well, white dominant, red passive, or flip it around, red dominant, white passive, grid pocket square. We have from the Knot Club our red tie with the black and white intersecting grid. And then finally from Dead Soxy, we have our red with black and white intersecting grid socks. So there we go, folks. At this point in time in the video, if you'd like to subscribe, I think the button is down there. The Mac always flips this on me, so I think I'm pointing in the right way. Hit the subscribe button. I usually subscribe to a number of different either geek-related boxes, or in this case, more gentlemen's, men's style, men's grooming boxes. I haven't heard back from the club whose name we will not speak because we are not going to give them any more free press because, God forbid, they can't be bothered to reach out to their customers. So that kind of tells me they really don't need my money or they don't need the press here. I did get another invite from another company that I may wind up subscribing to, kind of an interesting combination of gentleman's style and survival. Like, I'll try one box just to see what's in there. But I do subscribe to Sprezza Box, which is kind of late at this point in time. Also Birchbox, which you've seen for the month, already up there. On the geek side, again, at this point in time, Loot Crate, Super Geek Box, Geek Fuel. Ever since Nerd Block went down, I've kind of been down 2 boxes in my stable. But there we go, folks. Several subscription boxes. Feel free to tune in if you really want to watch me go through these, or if you want to leave comments about my room and watch me not care as I look on YouTube. I have this little inner narcissist. When I get the notification, someone's replied to the video, I quickly go over and take a look at it. It's so disappointing. It's like, your room is a mess. I don't care. We've talked about this in past videos. So, there we go, folks. I will see everybody if you are here strictly for Gentleman's Box, for the October Gentleman's Box in about a month. So until then, be good to each other, stay safe out there. St. Louis, dig in.